welcome back to my channel for another video. Today we are going to be conquering a topic that is very close to my heart, and that is going to be the challenges that military families face living overseas in Guam. Now I want to preface this by saying this is my personal perspective and everyone's experience is going to be different. Me and my family have lived overseas here in Guam going on 3 years now, and we are currently on our way out, sadly. But I wanted to create this video so those incoming families know what to expect and what they might experience coming to the island. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright you guys, so I want to start off by saying that Guam is a beautiful place with rich culture and stunning landscapes. However, being a military family here comes with a very unique set of challenges. The first is you are very far from the mainland. You're looking at an upwards of a 13-hour flight to get back stateside, and that flight comes with a hefty price tag. If you're a family of 4, you're looking at roughly $6,000 to get back stateside, and that's on the low end. So due to that, the island can be very isolating for some. I don't know about you, but I don't have $6,000 lying around to fly my family stateside, and neither does my family to come here. So due to that, we made the decision very early on that we weren't going to go back to visit family unless there was some sort of emergency. So I will say one of the downsides of being here is that homesickness can hit every now and then. One of the next major challenges that we have faced as a military family here is going to be limited opportunities. Guam does not offer as many options as you might have stateside, and we like to joke that we're on island time here. Everything moves extremely slow. When I first got to island, I searched for months and months and months to find a job until eventually I took whatever I could get because I wanted to start making a wage for my family and I wanted to get out of the house. I was going stir crazy. And let me just tell you, the wages here in Guam are so low. Minimum wage starts at $9.25. The cost of living doesn't even compare to that. So if you are working out in town, even if you're making above minimum wage, that's like a normal low wage back stateside, or at least where I came from in Washington. So that was one of the many reasons that I opted for a federal job, because their rates were way more competitive and comparable to what I left. The only downfall with that is that it took forever to get my foot in the door. They basically open their job listings, they're open for an extended period of time, you have to wait for them to close before you even start hearing back. And then it could be months before you get a denial or an interview. And then once you're hired, there is like a long, extensive onboarding process. So just know one of the challenges of coming here is that there is a high probability that you are gonna have a gap of employment when you get to the island. Another aspect that has been a concern for us while living overseas here in Guam has been the healthcare options. Now yes, Guam has medical facilities, but if you are seeking any sort of specialized care, it is few and far in between and in no way comparable to mainland military bases or if you were to live somewhere with a bigger city. Something as simple as getting a doctor's appointment can be a hassle. My son is seen at pediatrics, and it is not uncommon for them to be booked out a month to a month and a half in advance, and you have to call them every single morning waiting for the schedule to be released. For them to tell you it's still not released, try again tomorrow. That has been my personal experience. I've been trying for the last 4 days to book my son's 18-month appointment, and they tell me try again tomorrow, which leaves families, if they have any sort of concern or need any sort of assistance and they can't get into their primary care physician, it leaves you having to go to the emergency room. There is no urgent care here on island. The emergency room is the only other option outside that primary care physician, and if you have to go to the emergency room, you're looking at an upwards of 2 hours or longer just to be seen and evaluated. I also want to touch base on if you are expecting or maybe you're wanting to grow your family while here on island. We do have very limited resources when it comes to that, especially if you are high risk. There is a high probability that you will be medevaced off island to either Japan or Hawaii, where they have better healthcare options. We don't have any sort of NICU here on island. So just know that is what you're coming into when it comes to healthcare. There is lots of gapped billets, and we definitely aren't getting the level of care we need or deserve. This is just the surface level, but just know that's what you can expect. Another major issue that we have faced while living here is the high cost of living. From housing to basic care necessities, everything adds up and it can really put a strain on your budget. Just in the 3 years that we've been here, we have seen our grocery bill double, if not triple in price. And I know that the cost of groceries has gone up everywhere, but here specifically even more than other places. Stateside, you have the option to shop at multiple different grocery stores to find the best price, and you can buy like the store brand, where here we only have Payless grocery store and we have the commissary. So we find ourselves shopping at the commissary more, and although the price of groceries has gone up, the quality there has gone down tremendously. We find ourselves not buying any sort of fresh produce anymore if we can avoid it, because we get it and literally the next day it is rotting on the counter. There also has been a recent major issue with them finding like bug infestations in the food. It is not uncommon on the spouses page to see like either their eggs were rotting this week, or they opened up their oatmeal or grits and there were little bugs flying around. Recently, there was a major beetle infestation on all of the pastas, where it actually got caught and they had to pull all of the pasta off of the shelves because they deemed that it wasn't safe for consumption for humans, and we haven't had pasta on the shelves in over a month. So the quality of food is really low, which causes us to have to go off base to shop to the local grocery store, Payless. And you thought the cost of groceries at the commissary were expensive. Payless is a whole nother world. I don't even know how like people who don't have access to the commissary like are keeping their grocery bills down. So just know that living the island life comes with a higher price tag. The final challenge that I want to touch base on is going to be Guam weather. Now, if you ask me, Guam weather is typically pretty predictable. You're going to expect 80 to 90 degree weather daily, and typically at some point in the day it's going to be raining somewhere on island. Guam has two different seasons. We have our dry season, which runs from January all the way through June, and then we have a rainy season, which runs from July all the way through December. Now, we live in a tropical climate, so you're going to expect lots of rain, high humidity, and during those rainy seasons, you have a high probability of tropical storms or typhoons. That in itself can present a lot of challenges for military families here. With the storms, you can get major flooding of roads, and the roads here aren't like the bestly maintained. You can expect possible power outages, you can expect water outages. The commissaries get wiped of supplies because everybody's stocking up on the storm, and that can set us back even further because shipments aren't just instant. And with all of that, there's a high probability that you're gonna have to conquer that storm alone, because when a storm comes in, chances are the boats and subs out here are getting surged or sent out so that they're out during the storm, and you're gonna have to conquer that storm alone, which I don't know about you, but that sounds like my own personal hell. So I just want to prepare you guys for what you might be expecting when it comes to weather when you're coming here to the island, and the challenges that it might present. Despite the challenges, I think it's also really important to highlight some of the coping strategies that there are, whether that be connecting with other military families, actively engaging in the local community, or getting out there and exploring everything that this beautiful island has to offer. I know that Guam comes with a very distinct, unique set of challenges for military families, but I also encourage you to see this as a moment for personal growth, resilience, and a time to build memories with your family. I think it's very important to acknowledge the challenges, but also embrace them for what they're worth. If you are a military family currently living here, maybe you've previously lived here, or maybe you're a local and have lived here all of your life, please leave me your comments down below. Share any tips or suggestions you have for me or other military families who might be watching. I would love to grow our community. Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. I'm thinking about doing a part 2 to the series where I share reasons why I love Guam. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.